witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding, dong, the witch is dead.
And you know who's alive?
Who?
We are.
We are. Do you know who else is? Do you know who is really dead?
Who?
Most of the gods of Amonkhet.
Yes. Yeah. Super dead.
Super dead.
Is Hazoret still kicking?
Yeah, right now she's still kicking. She's, you know, she like took the last remaining people and was like, we're going somewhere else.
I mean, I can't blame her for that.
She looked at that city and she was like, well, this place is wrecked.
Yeah, we might as well
get going.
Take a nice little trek through the desert. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that, you know, this set is very biblical, and that continues.
That part is. The part where I was, even as I was saying it, I was like, Hazoret took the remaining people and was like, across the desert we go.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, man.
You know what else is dead?
What?
Mono red. Not really,
it's not. But like one copy in the top 8 is like encouraging for people who think that mono red is the witch and that witch is a bad witch.
And you got to put a house on a bad witch, as we all know. Put a house on it.
And today, the house that's on the bad witch is made of zombies. The zombie house landed on the bad witch. The bad witch is barely still kicking.
More about this, of course, as we recap GP Minneapolis in this show. But before we even tell you what we're going to tell you...
That's right.
Let's tell you that we are Magic the Amateuring, a podcast about magic.
That's right, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
It's oft been disputed, but here we are confirming it.
Correct. And if someone is listening to this and then turns to you and says, this is not a podcast about magic, you can look right back at them and say, they just said it is.
They just confirmed it.
Yes.
And what we say on the show is gospel.
Choir.
It is gospel choir. Man, I would love a magic gospel choir.
They just like what?
Just sing like, you know, gospels about certain cards or whatever.
Blue manna is good.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. If you write gospels, get in touch with us at MTAS.
If you're one of those contemporary gospel writers,
we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
I've got a gospel choir in my back pocket that I know of. I'm sure they'd be down. So just let us know. Let us know. Anyway, I'm one of your hosts of the show, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Nurple.
Maria Nurple bringing you the hottest magic news fresh off the press, which is, I believe, the saying.
That's like the dumbest joke I've ever told, but like simultaneously the funniest. That's not my name, obviously.
I don't know. Frank Zappa could be your dad.
My name is Meghan.
And on today's...
I am not Frank Zappa's son.
Today's show, we're going to recap Grand Prix Minneapolis, which was our hometown Grand Prix. It happened last weekend. Mm-hmm. Boom. It was standard. Meghan played some standard, played some PTQ.
Yeah, I did. Played both those things.
So many stories.
Some of them went better than others.
And we're going to talk about Commander. We don't always do that on the show, but when we do, we talk about it. And
yes, we do.
There's a bunch of new preview cards floating around out there, especially ones that have cat in the creature type line.
Ooh.
So I'm personally quite excited about that. Put on your Commander hats if you've got them. It's coming up later in the show.
Yes. Or your Commander crowns, because Monarchs and Commander are a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You can do the Monarch stuff?
That's why they put it in the set. Do you think they like put it in conspiracy to just be like, but by the way, don't use this in Commander?
That's true. That is true. Because a Commander player is just going to do it. So
exactly.
I'm the Monarch. Hey. Oh, man. Can you play Monarch-themed Commander decks like that are all about making you the Monarch?
Yeah.
Sick.
That's a thing.
I just want to wear a tiny crown.
I want to wear a regular sized crown. I want to wear an oversized crown that slips down over my head.
Yeah.
I want it to be so big. I'm talking about a hula hoop. Let's keep going.
You want to just...
I want a hula hoop. All right. Anyways.
Okay. Before we get to our show, of course, we have to thank all of our people who have become patrons and who are patrons supporting us on patreon.com/MTAcast. Thank you so much for breathing life into the show and making
just
it
like
something.
Someone performing CPR on the beach.
You perform CPR on us every week. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
We know that you have updated your CPR techniques and you're not doing the chest compressions anymore.
Wait, no, it's just chest compressions
now.
Oh,
wait.
Don't we are not a medical podcast. Do not listen to Maria's guidelines for performing CPR.
I literally just told you to do the wrong
thing. The exact opposite of what you're supposed to do in CPR.
Oh my God.
Just so everybody knows, the new accepted method is only chest compressions. I feel like it's really important to drive this home.
The number of times on this show I have said something that's the exact opposite of what you should do is too high. It is too high.
Oh my God. I just killed several people.
Anyway.
Well, everybody.
Thank you for doing chest compressions on us and only chest compressions every week. If you haven't ever considered becoming a patron, please consider it. You can support the show for as little as $1 an episode, which is less than you probably pay for something you don't even like.
That's right.
Like a bad cup of coffee.
That's right. $4 a month.
Saying.
You could get a really good cup of coffee for that. But do you know what? As I always say, both support the show and get a good cup of coffee because you're worth it.
You are worth it.
Thank you also to our sponsor, Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. If you're heading over there, use that affiliate link so that they know that you support the show and that you also buy sick magic cards, which we already know because magic cards are cool.
Yeah, and I've got to do some magic card buying before Grand Prix Denver, which is coming up in 2 weekends. And I don't have any cards. I just don't have them.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be using cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. We wouldn't tell you to use it if we didn't love it.
They always get here. We talked last week, right, about how I had just on that day, last week, Tuesday, ordered my cards.
Yeah.
Regular shipping.
Yes.
And late in the afternoon. And they got there by Friday morning.
Yeah, it was insane.
And so I could go and use them for side events on Friday.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing. And I want to shout out to Card Kingdom's blog, too. We had Hallie Santo here recently who was writing for Grand Prix Minneapolis. Yeah. And she said one of her proudest things about working for Card Kingdom, which she does now, is Card Kingdom's blog. And so they've got a great blog on their website if you want to read cool things people are writing about magic in kind of a fun way. Card Kingdom's blog. But yeah, use our affiliate link to get there, cardkingdom.com/MTAcast, and be counted. Grand Prix Minneapolis.
Hey everybody, there was a GP in town this weekend, and in town is our town, and our town is a play
that I never want to see ever again.
Do you know what? Here's the truth. I think I saw one other high school's production of it when I was in high school.
Oh boy.
I did not get what was going on, but it definitely left me with the need to never see it.
Oh, absolutely. That's the number one takeaway from watching Our Town.
Is it like, I don't need to watch this play again?
Don't ever need to see this play ever again. But I also had a similar reaction in that I was just like, what is this? Why is this? It's like one of those things where somehow in history it has been somehow selected as like one of the all-time greats or something.
Like why?
Like that you're supposed to do as a high school. Or is it
just because it has like, maybe it's like content appropriate for high school.
And they can do it.
Yeah, which like not all plays are.
Just don't. If you're listening to me and you decide your school's theater
the bucket along with Midsummer Night's Dream.
Get out of there. Boom.
Oh, anytime. Someone just recently told me that they had like auditioned for a production of Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was like, we're still doing that?
Do you mean we as a society?
Yes, like we as a society are still producing that play? Just so you all know, if that's your favorite Shakespeare play, you're wrong.
Boom, You heard it here first. I agree with that statement. So
Yes.
go revisit. You read some more Shakespeare. Watch
Yes.
some more Shakespeare. You'll find a better one.
Like, definitively, Twelfth Night and Much Ado are both head and shoulders above it. And then we're just talking comedies.
Yes.
Yeah. If you add in the weird
you
stuff,
did weird
like then you
stuff or
get
tragedy.
Tempest and Winter's Tale ahead of that. And if you
Yeah.
add in the tragedies, then it's
just like
it's so far down.
Anyway,
We're gonna make a lot of people who love that play very, mad right now. We're just gonna have really polarized our audience.
We are. But look, opinions.
If you want to send us some hate mail about how Midsummer Night's Dream is actually a great work, like, it needs to be a legit think piece. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be convinced. If you just tell me that you love it, I'm gonna be like, your opinion is incorrect.
I even did Midsummer Night's Dream, but only as a youth. I was like in middle school or something, so it wasn't like the real version. We just did like a chunk of it.
Yeah. Not cool.
I saw the Guthrie. Seen 2 different performances of it at the Guthrie.
Why? Like, why is the Guthrie doing that play?
Because people will come see it.
Ugh.
Butts
That's
in
like
seats.
not a good enough reason.
Butts in seats. This is a theater podcast where we go off the handle.
Welcome to Theater the Amateuring, where we offer amateur reviews of professional and amateur theater. They did King Lear recently. I was actually legitimately sad that I didn't get to go see that, because I heard that, when they gouge out Kent's eyeballs, it's with it was like a woman who did it with her high heel instead of a spoon. She gouged it out with her heels.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty great, right?
I saw King Lear there in I think I was in grade school still.
Yeah.
Because my memory of it is that King Lear was the spittiest performer I've ever seen, and that was my takeaway.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
It was like a shower.
Yeah.
Front row shower.
Gross.
Good thing you all are only witnessing this with your ear nodes or your eye sockets, because you don't have to worry about the splash zone.
What were we talking about? We were talking about GP Minneapolis.
Yes! I could go on forever about this, though.
That was in Our Town, and Our Town is a play, and that's how we got here.
Yes, that is it.
Okay.
That was the road we took.
That was the long and winding road, which is a song.
All right, let's get into
the
Beatles right now.
Let's talk about the catalog of the Beatles.
If you think X is the best Beatles song, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was in Minneapolis, which is why they named it GP Minneapolis. Clever.
Smart.
Clever.
Smart.
So we both played in GP Minneapolis last year.
Yes, we did.
And it was our first day twos.
Yes, it was.
So that was like big magic moment in our lives. And so here we are 1 year later.
Yes. And
running it back.
A year and change.
A year and change.
A year and change.
And Meghan bringing another control deck to the table.
Of course.
Talk to me about what you brought and how it did.
I took blue-red control. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a little bit of like play what you know.
Yep.
I did terribly.
Well,
that's not entirely true.
That's not true.
I started out 2-3, and then I had to leave to do a show. So I didn't really get to find out more about what happened after that.
Yeah, you could have. I think you could have won out because you're.
There's a chance. It was very matchup dependent. I will say that. So I got a feature match in round 2.
Yes.
So you can go check it out.
Along
with Melissa DeTora doing commentary.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday because I was like clipping the highlights.
Oh yeah.
Clipping the rounds, and it's actually super nerve-wracking to watch like 2 people that you respect talk about you play a game of Magic. The whole time I was just like, oh, this is actually really uncomfortable. And like they were lovely and gave me the benefit of the doubt many times. It was super nice.
Did you, when you watched it, were you like, oh, why didn't I do that thing that they talked about? Or were you like, no, I made the correct decision and...
I think that there were only 1 or 2 points where they were surprised that I did something, or I did something out of the ordinary for, I think, what they were expecting. And I feel like in retrospect, I looked at it and I was like, do you know what? I still feel good about those choices that I made.
Yeah. They turned out all right because
I crushed that round.
You crushed
Spoiler
that round.
alert, crushed that round.
It's a great match though.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
Because you go like to 2.
It's close, yeah. So I felt like, I really loved that game. It was against Black Green, which is a very good matchup. But then I faced Mono Red, which is terrible.
Very bad matchup.
I won game 1 because my opponent got stuck on 1 land for a while, so that was good for me.
That's kind of like what you had hoped for in that matchup.
Sometimes you just have to be like, all right. And then, let's see, the next round I faced Teamer Energy, which is actually, I like, but both games, I don't remember if I lost in 2 or 3. It might have been 3. The 2 games that I lost, I just, I stabilized, and then I flooded. I drew, 4 lands in a row, and my opponent resolved a Bristling Hydra, and, that's all that you need in that matchup. It's you just need this stupid big Hydra that I, can't target. It's okay, then I do eventually just die to that. Which is, a risk of the deck. Sometimes if they have the right card and you don't have the right answer, you're done for.
Yeah.
So that was, a little hard because I felt like I could have won that match. I was, feeling good about the games for some portion of it. But then, it just took a sharp turn. And I think I told someone, between the 2 games that I lost, I saw, 1 Gear Hulk and 2 Glimmer of Genius between those 2 games total.
Oof.
Which is if the deck doesn't see those cards, it's not good.
Those are what we call the cornerstones.
Those are very good cards that you need for the deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Teamer Energy was a deck that kind of had a little mini resurgence, I think, at the tournament this weekend. Didn't end up doing well, I think, as the tournament progressed, but something to keep our eyes on.
Mm-hmm. And then surprisingly, I played against Mardu Vehicles.
Yeah, Mardu Vehicles came back out of
what
nowhere.
Is this? I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, I thought that Mardu Vehicles was long gone.
Yeah.
Not true.
Not true. And again, I won 1 game and then lost 2 others, and I was like, do you know what? It's all right. Not my day.
I choose to believe you would have won out that tournament.
Thank you. I mean, if I had faced black and black-green, it would have been great. Because every week, I went and played on Friday some. I played against a bunch of zombies and black-green decks and just, crushed them.
Oh, yeah. This is what's going to happen, because that's what everyone's going to play at Denver.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like,
crossed. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We are talking a little bit about how the metagame was shifting after the Pro Tour coming into Minneapolis. Like a ghost shifts in the night, or a ghost host. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Wow, what a joker.
I know, and but it's also really insightful.
That was both really funny and really insightful. It's a universal truth.
Thanks, Ghost Host.
Thanks, Ghost Host. High five. Double-sided. So bearing the lead, the deck that won this tournament was Mono Black Zombies.
Yes.
And was undefeated.
Yeah, this player, Steve Locke.
Steve Locke didn't lose a match all weekend.
All freaking weekend.
The only one was a tie because he drew into the top 8, but probably also would have won that one.
I mean, why the heck not? So just really taking it down, man. On his way there in the semifinals, he beat local player and friend of the show, our friend Matt.
Yay, Matt!
Yay, Matt! Who was the only player in the top 8 playing mono red.
Yeah.
Or Ramunap red.
And that was we were expecting to come into this and just see red versus red. Red. But we didn't!
No!
So the metagame has evolved just as we expected to kind of battle the Red Menace, aka communism. And thank you to everybody who sent us
those posters were great.
Loved it.
You can head over to our Twitter to check out some listeners' anti-communism defeat the Red Menace posters.
And zombies, Melissa was like, that's going to be the best deck this weekend, and she was right. It was very strong. It's resilient. It does everything you need in this metagame.
Yeah.
Black Green was also, we had 2 copies of that in the top 8, piloted by some brothers.
That's right, Brad Nelson and Corey Baumeister.
So adorable.
Do you know what? Every photo that I see that they post of them, the 2 of them, is just the cutest.
So cute.
They're the cutest pair of brothers to exist.
It just made me happy to see them make the top 8 together. And speaking of cool matches to watch, there is, I think, 1 round before the cut to top 8 where Brad Nelson is playing against...
It's in 13.
Round 13.
Round 13.
What the heck was he playing against? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Anyway, he top decked a Walking Ballista to win the match on the literal last chance he had to win the match. It was back and forth, and the opponent drew they must have been on zombies because they drew like Dark Salvation, Liliana's Master. They like were drawing like a champ.
Yeah.
And it was like swinging back and forth. And they drew it and everyone's like, oh, Brad has no chance unless he draws Walking Ballista. First turn he does it. No, he doesn't have it. Next turn, boom, off the top of his deck. It was great.
That's awesome.
So, oh my gosh. Very exciting. But let's just briefly touch upon some of the other shenanigans we saw.
That's right.
Standard.
We saw Chris Cat Packed Botello.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, if you're going to be remembered for something, that's a great thing to be remembered for. This is the player who at GP Portland last year came with the Demonic Pact.
Yes.
And Harmless Offering deck. So where you would use 3 modes and then Harmless Offering away your pact, and they only have the option to choose you lose the game.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, so that deck will be remembered forever because it was great.
It was great.
But Chris Botello, quite the deck brewer.
Yeah.
Showed up, got 9th at this GP with Eldrazi Vampires. This
like
mono black Eldrazi Vampires deck.
Yeah, super sweet.
Maria, like, what's rolling?
So what's rolling in this deck is Drana, Liberator of Malakir.
Yeah.
Which, what is this card? I mean, you know.
It's a vampire.
Welcome back, vampire. It's a 2/3 first striker. And what she does is when she deals combat damage to a player, you just put +1/+1 counters on all your attacking creatures. So
no, just on all of your... Oh, wait, on attacking.
Attacking.
Right, my bad.
So it's like, what you want to do is just smash in because you're playing Reality Smasher, you're playing Matter Reshaper, you're playing Thought Knot Seer.
Yeah, Glensleeve Siphoner.
Glensleeve Siphoner, drawing some cards maybe.
Yeah.
And then you're attacking, put counters on everything.
Gifted Aetherborn?
Yeah, Gifted Aetherborn, fantastic card if you're expecting a lot of red. Kalitas, Trader of Get, you know. This is just a crazy little brew where he correctly assumed that Eldrazi would be very strong right now. And also brought something that people weren't expecting. So thumbs up to Chris Botello because I love seeing the crazy stuff he brings. And he does well with it, which is a combination that you don't normally get. No. So Eldrazi Vampires, check it out, dailymtg.com in the coverage archive if you want to take a look at these lists.
It's pretty sick.
It's pretty sick.
But then there's something much more my speed.
Yeah.
In 10th place. Dan Ward's White-Blue Approach of the Second Sun deck.
What?
This deck does what you think it does in that it wins by casting Approach of the Second Sun twice.
Yep.
There are 3 copies of it. There's also just a bunch of control cards. You've got some Fumigates. You've got Ether Meltdown.
What?
You've got Cast Out, Blessed Alliance, Censor, Glimmer of Genius, Hieroglyphic Illumination, Supreme Will, and Unsummon.
Yeah.
Just, you know, just doing its thing. You say, you know, fumigate your stuff, censor some of your spells, maybe Supreme Will some of your spells, cast out your threats, and then cast this approach once, and then hopefully draw it within like a turn or 2.
The Ether Meltdown was the biggest surprise for me seeing this deck in action.
Yeah.
Like, what is this card? But yeah, I just was flummoxed at how this deck did well versus a lot of aggressive strategies. You've got Fumigate in here, but
and you've got Blessed Alliance.
I guess he made it work.
Yeah. So I tried this out yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know that this deck is technically good.
I mean, it certainly doesn't like look like it.
Yes. And like sometimes you're playing, you're just like, what am I doing? And the answer is that you're like trying to just like jam an approach at some point.
Yeah.
But like one of my favorite things is I was playing against this Mardu player who got real salty because I cast approach once and I'm like my life total is getting low. I've had to like cast a lot of Blessed Alliances.
Yeah.
So I like survive the next turn because, you know, I gain the 7 life. And then the next turn I have to like cast 2 Blessed Alliance out of my hand. So I'm not drawing cards. But then like, again, I like cast like an Ether Meltdown and then I get to Supreme Will into the approach. So it's only been like 2 or 3 turns since I cast it. And my opponent was just so mad.
They were so mad. Supposed to do.
Exactly.
And you're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, but that's exactly what this deck's supposed to do.
They just seemed like so upset that what I had done worked. But it's like I did what I did the plan.
Look,
I followed
I'm not going to wait
there's
7
a plan.
turns.
Exactly.
You think I'm crazy?
No.
No, I'm going to try and make this 2 turns.
Oh, it was
buddy.
great. It was very great.
Oof. And coming in 11th was your deck, Meghan. Blue-red control.
So it's a little bit different. I'm gonna try out this this build of it, which I quite like. It has 3 hieroglyphic illumination in addition to 4 glimmer of genius.
Yeah, just draw all the cards.
And 4 disallow. So like I like this version. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah, blue-red control, I do believe will probably be positioned just fine going into some standard
One can
action.
hope, because like the next 5 to 6 to a million decks are black and black green.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
fingers
mono
crossed.
black, black green energy.
Mono black, mono black, mono black, mono black, mono black, Raminap red. Turn that into a song, somebody. Mardu Vehicles, welcome back. There is some cooler stuff, though. There was some ramp decks that existed.
Yes, there are. Ramp is going around. Some red-green ramp.
We saw white-green ramp as well, which is kind of spicy.
Nice.
But the funniest thing to me about those decks is that they have to use like really poopy draft cards to ramp themselves.
Yes.
There's just like not super good
There's
ramp
like
stuff.
Druid of the Cowl.
Druid of the
so
Cowl.
Cast
Like,
that you're just like,
what?
Okay, or like Beneath the Sands. And you're like,
Sands.
all right.
Weirding Wood was coming back for some reason.
Yeah. But I have to say
Funny.
that like I played, and to be fair, like I played against it with the approach deck yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a terrible matchup for approach.
Oh, really?
But at one point, yeah, because like you can't stop their
You
plan,
can't stop
and
this
eventually
World
they're going to
Breaker.
cast these things and destroy your lands, which you
Oh,
need to
you
cast.
do
this
need that.
stupid
You do
7-mana
need that.
spell that you're trying to win with. And like my opponent, one game went like they were like stuck up. They went to 3 lands and they were stuck, and I was like, this is okay. This is all right. But then eventually they like Hour of Promised into like 2 Shrine of the Forsaken God, and then they had like 1 more, and they just went. Literally, their spells went Ulamog, World Breaker, World Breaker, World Breaker.
What?
And I was just like, I'm done.
No.
Like, I was probably dead at the second Ulamog, but I was still like trying to like scrape it out because I'd like, you know, like cast one out, and then like Blessed Alliance, the other one when it attacked. But then like World Breaker hit, and I was like, I probably like I can take 5, that's fine. And then the second World Breaker hit, and I was like, this is terrible. And then the third one, and I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's rough. Real rough. My pet deck of the weekend, though, was none of these. It was Reanimator. Sultai
right.
Reanimator, which was primarily blue-black, but did have green in there in order to cast Ishkana, which you want to do, of course, if you've got a lot of stuff in your graveyard because you have Delirium.
Yeah.
So this deck is really, like I was saying to Megan before the show, I'm not sure how great it is, but it is definitely awesome.
I think it's potentially pretty sick, depending.
Yeah. I'm going to play it some more. What it does is that it puts stuff in your graveyard using strategic planning.
Ooh.
Champion of Wits.
Double ooh.
Yeah, this card, obviously. Everybody loves Champion of Wits. So good.
That card is sick.
Then you play Liliana, Death's Majesty, and you minus her to get something back from your graveyard and put it onto the battlefield too soon.
Like like that, you know, that 8/8 demon.
The 8/8 demon Razaketh, the foul-blooded.
Razaketh.
And then Razaketh just basically allows you to, if you have another creature, tutor up whatever you want in your library. You just go get it.
Wow.
You can play, I'm excited to fool around with this deck because this is just like really weird. If there was one better way to get stuff back earlier than Liliana, I think this deck would be like really gold. But
yeah, it does suck that she's like the only reanimator spell.
yeah.
But
Ever After is the only other one, but
oh, that's right.
But it is
That's
more
pretty all right.
It is very good because you get 2 things back.
Yeah.
But it's expensive, right? So you have to
6
wait till
mana.
turn 5 before you're doing
Yeah.
reanimation. So
That's
I don't know, but it's like really fun, right? Because you get to play these creatures too soon. It's like Cube, except in Cube you can reanimate Gristlebrand on turn 2. So you're not going to be doing that. But
It's not quite that, but
That's what I'm
still
gonna
pretty
do.
cool.
Yeah.
Still pretty cool.
so basically what we're saying is the field is wide open. Go out there and make yourself your own deck. Steal somebody's ideas. It's fine.
Do whatever.
Do whatever you want.
Because do you know what? Shakespeare stole most of his ideas, but wherever he got that idea for Midsummer's, I wish he hadn't.
He did. There wasn't just standard going on at GP Minneapolis.
No. There wasn't.
There was lots of side events, including
Yes.
a Pro Tour qualifier, which means
right.
if you win it, you are qualified for the Pro Tour, and it's really cool. And the way that they do it is it's always kind of like the opposite format of what the main event is. So in this case,
Although I heard that they're switching that.
are they really? They're
I
going to make
think
it
so.
the same?
I think so.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so for right now, it was sealed, and Megan's breaking out her deck box, so
Yep.
you know we got serious business here.
That's right. So the way it works is that there's 8 pods of 32, and you have to 5-0 your pod
Wow,
to make the top 8.
that is really,
Which is absurd.
really tall order.
I did have a sick deck though.
Yeah.
I had God Pharaoh's Gift,
Yes.
Dusk Dawn,
Wow.
and our friend Gideon of the Trial.
Gideon.
Which
sick.
those are three very good rares. And then in addition to that, I had like Aven Widguide. I had Eternal of Harsh Truths.
Yeah.
And this card, what I really like about it is that it punishes people who don't know how to play against it correctly or who
Sure.
make bad decisions about playing against it. I won a game off of this literally because I was attacking this 1/3 into my opponent's 2/4s, and they decided to let me draw a card instead of taking the Afflict 2, right? Like they didn't want to block
Yeah.
because they didn't want to take 2 damage even though our creatures would bounce.
Right.
And it's just like that's
No,
that's
you're giving me
wrong.
a
You
card.
always pick 2 damage over a damage and giving your opponent just a free card.
Like if there is an enchantment that's like you either take 2 damage or your opponent draws a card.
and you take 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, 1 and a card. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like don't,
You know what you would choose.
Yeah. So anyways, and then I had a bunch of embalmed
Unsummons.
creatures. I had 1 unsummon. I had like Labyrinth Guardian, I had Talkrop Skirmisher, right? I had a whole bunch of things that come back anyways. And yeah, it was pretty great. Like a Naga Oracle and a Strategic Planning to just like put stuff in my graveyards that I can God Pharaoh's Gift. 2 Deserts Hold.
Yeah, that looks
It's a really good deck. I went 4-1.
Oh my god.
I know, which is like, it's a good record. It is, again, in a competitive format. Not good enough to make top 8, but I flooded super hard in 2 games back to back. And the first one, I think I should have mulliganed. But it's like, I think it was tough because I had like 5 lands and 2 spells, which usually, right, we say like throw it.
Yeah.
Except the spells were Labyrinth Guardian and Talkrop Skirmisher.
Yeah.
Which both embalm. So it's like, it's really hard to look at that hand and say I have 2 spells because it feels like more, but I think I should have mulliganed it because then I drew a couple more lands and it's like, this hand is really bad.
Yeah. Oh, that is so
So I think that
brutal.
was a bad decision on my part.
Is that how they're all doing all PTQs now, the pod version?
Yes, I think so.
Man, that's so hard.
It's tough, but it was a lot of fun, and I did really like it because unlike the Super Sunday series, which is like 8 rounds, and if you like win one, like if you lose one in the middle, you're just like, I want to quit, but
I
and
should
like
keep
if there's so many
going.
rounds,
Yeah.
and this even
That's true.
when you lose one, it's just like. I lost round 4, so even then I only had like 1 round. But the point is, like, I lost round 4, and it's like, well, obviously I'm going to finish out the event.
Right.
It's only 5 rounds.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's
So,
a positive.
Yeah, I do like that. I like how time efficient it is, even if it's super competitive. You have to obviously get both lucky and play well. So
It's interesting too, your deck that you put together, which is just
I
straight
really like it.
straight blue white.
Yeah. And this was also interesting because I had like the blue-black Aftermath card where you bounce something and then they discard 2. And I had the 5 mana instant, exile something in black. And I had a Traveler's Amulet. But I obviously decided to just go straight blue-white because I think that I've been a little too enthusiastic about splashing. And I chose consistency.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I had those Deserts Holds.
That's the thing, like
Hold.
if you're gonna go and play multiple colors in this format in sealed, you definitely can because there are lots of ways to do it. And going big, you get rewarded. But there's also the side point, which is that if you don't really need to, if your deck is, you've gotta value consistency as well.
Yeah.
So she didn't
in this
need to.
case, like I felt really good about it. There were games where my deck was just like my deck was super consistent. I also kept like a couple of 2-land hands a couple of times, but it was because I had like 3 2-drops in my hand that also have embalm, and it's like that's a great hand. That's a great situation to be in. So
Well, good finish and like brutal one loss. Next time. We're coming for you next time. And we'll get to see some more sealed action this month coming up at Grand Prix Indianapolis, the 26th of this month, which is August, which is like we are deep into this format at this point. We are deep in there. See how people kind of approach it this far into the format. Are we seeing more sweet, crazy God Pharaoh's Gift action? Probably.
Hopefully. That card is so good.
That card is great.
If you don't watch our stream, 1, you should, and 2, last week, you could have seen me have the soul read on holding a manglehorn
Yeah, it was so
for
good.
like literally 6 turns until our opponent played a God Pharaoh's Gift. We had never seen it out of them, right?
No,
you know that.
we had not.
We're in like game 2 and we haven't seen it at all, but I was just like, I'm holding this. And then they play it and sure enough, it's like, boom, manglehorn.
The best part was that chat was like, what are you doing with that manglehorn in your main deck?
Everyone was so mad.
What are you doing?
Yeah, do you know what? This card is sick.
It was so good.
Oh, it was great.
So go over, if you want to be notified, by the way, of when we stream, because it's not always like
a regular time.
You can go to twitch.tv/magictheamateuring. That's amateur, ING. And you can follow us. Boop, click follow, and you'll get a little notification. Which is, a handy
I get
way to
notified
live.
when we start streaming.
Do you really?
Yeah.
By the way, you are
To my email. Yep.
Commander 2017 previews.
Cats.
Catmander.
Cats.
Cat
Cats.
action. Meow.
That's right. It's like Broadway in the 1980s up in here.
Cats. Did you ever see Cats?
No.
Speaking of our theater podcast.
Speaking of, I have not seen Cats.
Let me tell you what happened to me when I saw Cats. So, like many children of the 90s, I saw Cats.
Yeah.
And we were actually in... This is what is saddest to me looking back on it.
Okay.
Our family visited New York, a family trip.
Yeah.
See the Statue of Liberty, do the tours thing, see a Broadway show, of course. And what we saw was Cats. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
As an adult, like, why did we have to ruin our lives like this? Anyway, I sat in the audience, and I was a theater-savvy child, having seen a lot of it, and I was just so confused because Cats is not a linear storyline. It's just like random
Yeah, it's like
stuff.
vignettes, right?
It's little
like cat
vignettes that are loosely tied together at the end for some weird stuff that happens with a cat like ascending to cat heaven. It's like, what? I mean, there's like one good song, and that is Mr. Mistopheles. But like the rest of it is just like a crazy acid trip. Anyway, man.
Wow.
Don't do that to your children. It's quite confusing for them.
Yeah. Also, like, go see something made in the last decade.
Show. We also saw Annie that trip. It's all coming back to me. And that was terrible. It was so bad. We saw it, I think, because there had been like a competition to find Annie show that had been on. And oh boy, that child, I mean, could not act. Which is like, the singing was fine, but they value it so highly. And it's like, you also need to be able to say the lines so you don't sound totally ridiculous. This is my beef with Broadway. When you hire child actors, make sure they're good actors too. Take a card from Fun Home, okay? Anyway, let's talk about Commander.
So, we have, all right, so as you said, today is Dragon Day.
Dragon Day.
Tuesday, August 8th, Dragon Day, because we have Territorial Hellkite. We just have like a bunch of dragons. Scale Lord Reckoner, dragon. We have a cat dragon.
Cat dragon? Look at this.
Wasatora Nakoro Queen.
Nakoro Queen.
2 black, red, green. So a Jund cat dragon with flying and trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature.
Whoa.
If the player can't, you create a 3/3 black, red, and green cat dragon creature token with flying.
It's a kitten.
Aww. This art is baller. Look at this.
So good.
Look at this big old, like, that is a great cat dragon.
Oh yeah, that's what a cat dragon would look like.
Yeah, this is a legit cat dragon.
Cynthia Shepherd, well done.
It looks like a giant, amazing panther with like some gold, detailing, and then like amazing dragon wings. This cat dragon is an A+.
Like, if you're the kind of person that can't decide if you like cats or dragons better, here you go.
Although, let's look at this dragon spirit.
Oof.
Holy buckets. This thing is like kind of terrifying.
It's insane, and the name of the card almost didn't fit on it.
Yes, that's true.
It's a very scrunched.
Like along with it, because it's one and then Wooburg.
Yeah.
White, blue, black, red, green.
Oh, Kagachi, Vengeful Kami.
And that plus its mana cost literally takes up the entire top line. Legendary creature, Dragon Spirit. But look at this art.
Yeah, it's like a Hydra dragon situation.
But there's like some sort of like glowing orb. It's like, one of those ones that you put your hand on
and it's like
the electricity touches it. Flying
6/6.
Trample 6/6. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if that player attacked you during his or her last turn, exile target non-land permanent that player controls.
These dragons are about exiling.
Wow. Yeah, they really like exiling things.
And these commanders that are just every color.
Yeah.
Like, just do whatever you want, I guess, in your commander decks. The Dragon.
The Dragon. Holy cow, that's like the
Dragon.
The Dragon for Wooburg.
10/10. Okay.
Yeah. Eminence. As long as the Dragon is in the command zone or on the battlefield, other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Flying. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield.
All right.
Holy bucket.
So this costs 9?
Yeah.
For a 10/10 that does everything? I don't know enough about Commander to know how bad it is if your commander is that expensive.
That seems really expensive, but
I mean, you can do things like ramp, like Soul Ring is showing up in this.
Yeah, that's true.
Spoiler, so
yeah.
Sure enough.
Wow.
Yeah, these dragons are super sick.
Yeah.
And I guess like if you just want to do whatever the heck you want to do, just use a dragon as your commander and
then you can do whatever.
Oof.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty sweet.
But yesterday, Maria.
Yesterday wasn't Dragon Day.
No,
it was Cat Day.
It was Cat Day. Cat Day,
best day. We got a bunch of new cats for Commander, which
including a bunch of legendary cats.
Yes, so you have a lot of choices for your Catmander. We've got Muri, Weatherlight Duelist, first striking 3/2 for 3. Whenever she attacks, each opponent can't block more than one creature this combat, and as long as she is tapped, more than one creature no more than one creature can attack you each combat.
Wow.
So she slows down attacks but powers up your attackers, so that's pretty sweet if you like have an aggressive cat strategy.
We also have Arabo, Roar of the World. That's the cutest name of all time.
Roar of the World.
Roar!
Roar!
Eminence at the beginning, this is 3 green white for a 5/5. Eminence at the beginning of combat on your turn. If Arabo, Roar of the World is in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay 1 green white. If you do, it gains trample and gets +X until end of turn, where X is its power. Wow.
Yeah, these cats like to attack and I'm into it.
Yeah, these cats are all about getting in there. They're all green-white. What a cat color.
It seems like a very good cat color.
Lovely cat color.
This is a cat that is not a legendary cat, but really caught my eye because it is so cute.
My God. It's like little paws on the rat's tail.
Hungry Lynx.
You're not going anywhere. Which is also like kind of menacing, but whatever.
You don't think you're surviving.
You don't get to go.
But
you stay here.
My mouth is a nice warm bed. So Hungry Lynx 2/2. The flavor of this card is also fantastic. Cats you control have protection from rats. Whoever wrote that, genius. I love it. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent creates a 1/1 black rat creature token with Death Touch. Whenever a rat dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control.
Wow.
So I don't know.
This Lynx is like nom nom nom.
I feel like giving your opponent a free 1/1 Death Touch every turn is probably really bad. Yeah. But for everybody else that's in this multiplayer game.
Yeah.
But for you, it's kind of okay because you just have a bunch of cats and then you have some way to kill a lot of 1/1s and pump up your cat team. Ooh. Done. Ooh. Hungry Lynx, adorable.
Hungry Lynx.
I love your little floofy. Your fluff floofs on your face.
It's licking its chops.
Yeah, it is.
Cat is holding on to this rat and it says, I'm about to eat you.
Yeah, these cats are great.
They're great.
And I'm so excited. Kathleen, Loading Ready Run, probably getting very excited as well. And this is what I want to happen. So The only time I've had a commander deck was a pre-con that we is in a Hero pre-con, which was like white creatures and equipment, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But what I want to do is I think it would be fun to make this cat mander deck using, you know, all of these new cat cards. Yeah. Plus, you know, just whatever else has been already existing in the Commander Zeitgeist for cat players.
Did you just call it a Zeitgeist?
Sure did.
Just making sure. Remember that CPR is only chest compressions.
Don't listen to me. Do as I don't say, not as I do say, as the saying goes.
Says.
But I actually do think it would be fun to make this deck. Yeah. So after all the cards are spoiled, if you are a Commander player that has the read on the cat meta, please get in touch and let us know what the build should be, because I don't actually know.
We can do it. Maria, I believe in us.
Do you really?
I believe in us.
Okay.
We can do it.
Are you inspired?
I will make a cat deck.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like there's... And it won't be good, but it'll be what I want it to be.
Right, exactly. Yes. I don't know, like, how good... That's my, you know, thing with Commander is, like, sometimes the decks are really good and super broken, and that's why Azuri is... Or not Azuri. What's his name? Is banned, who that's just, like, you draw all the cards, nobody else draws the cards.
Oh, yeah, they just... Leovold.
Yeah, Leovold.
Yeah, they just banned Leovold because that was mean.
Because that was mean and not fun. Blake, we're looking at you.
So that's all about, like, the community of who you're playing with.
Yeah, that's true. So, like,
if you go and play it at, like, a side event at a GP, maybe you're going to have, like, some jerk opponent who decides to turn one everybody.
And then they're like, and also humility, so get wrecked.
But maybe... You also can just play with people who are also trying to have fun.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Super matter.
I'll do that because this cat deck does seem pretty fun. It's not going to do stuff that's like really super broken, but I don't want to do that. I just want to attack with some cats.
You just want to have some cats. What if all you want is to have a bunch of cats on the battlefield?
That's what I want.
See?
And I want to put counters on them, and that's what I'm going to do with my Hungry Lynx. Anyway, keep your eyes on the lookout for more Commander cards as they are previewed on social media or whatever. Commander 2017 coming your way real soon. And if you're into the cat deck, just, you know, solidarity in cat life. Flavortex Theater presents Make It Almond Cat.
I've got a pack of Ether Revolt.
And I've got a pack of Kaladesh.
We're going to crack these and make these cards Almond Cat.
That's right. Who says we can't be in Magic R&D? We probably say that, but...
Many people say that, but that's beside the point.
So what we're going to do is, of course, these cards go into drawing for the end of the month for somebody who is a patron. So head on over if you want to get in this drawing.
Okay, so this first one is Implement of Malice. I forgot about the implement.
No, so did
I'm going to call it Implement of the God Pharaoh. But it does the exact same thing, which is if you sacrifice it, target player discards a card.
Pretty good. This one here is Built to Smash, if you remember this beauty. Instant, you get +3/+3, target attacking creature. If it's an artifact creature, it gains trample. And what this one is going to be is called Built to Prey. And it's like in deference to one of the gods. Yeah. Built to Prey. And what you do, it's pretty niche, is if you're attacking with a god, it gets +3/+3. It's so bad. Never pick this card. Never pick Built to Prey. It's horrible.
Okay. I have Defiant Salvager, which was a 2 and a black, 2/2, sacrifice an artifact or creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
How quickly I forget these cards.
I know, right? Defiant Mummy,
Ooh.
2 and a black, sacrifice a non-zombie creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this, and tap target creature opponent controls.
Nice. I've got Highspire Artisan, if you remember this little gem. 03, reach, fabricate 1. And what I want to do is I want to make Embalming Artisan, which we never really got to see too much embalming, which I think the mummies did it. Do it on Almond Cat. They have to, it's kind of, that's really sick if you think about it. But what's going to happen is...
mummies embalm other mummies?
Yes, that they are in charge of making other mummies. Is if you have a creature with Embalm in your graveyard, you play this, and it has the this activated ability on it that costs Not sure what it costs. Wait, no, it turns something into having embalm. That's what it does. So it costs probably a lot to activate because this is turning into a Godfarrell's gift situation. And then it turns it into an embalmed creature who enters the battlefield as a token, as an embalmed token.
Oh, so like maybe like 6 mana.
And then you have to sacrifice it or something.
6 mana, eternalize target creature.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
In a graveyard.
And then sacrifice. Yeah, I love it.
I have Metallic Rebuke, which is going to become Kefnet's Rebuke.
Ooh.
It's 2 and a blue for an instant. And it's modal, and it says return target creature or target permanent to its owner's hands, or counter target spell unless its opponent pays 2.
Makes sense. I've got Experimental Aviator. Remember this card? It was really good. It was 0/3, 3 blue flying. When it enters, you create 2 Thopters. So what's going to happen is it's going to be called Experimental. What is it going to be called? Experimental. Convert. So it's somebody who is converting to a different god, and it's Kefnet that they love. And the art is like somebody strapping wings onto themselves so they can fly up and try and see Kefnet because they want to be, up there hanging out with the god pharaoh.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's basically an enchantment, give somebody something flying.
Yeah, nice.
That's all.
All right, I have Hidden Stockpile.
Oh, this was a deck this weekend.
Black, yeah.
By the way.
Revolt at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. 1 sacrifice a creature, scry 1. It's still gonna be Hidden Stockpile, but instead of Hidden Stockpile of servos, it's a Hidden Stockpile of mummies.
Yes.
And zombies. And we're gonna make it 1 white/black for an enchantment. And if a non-token zombie creature entered the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 zombie token.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Confiscation Coup is the rare from my pack, which I actually believe we saw played this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Confiscation Coup. You just get control of artifact or creature and 4 energy. And then you can pay any amount of energy to gain control of whatever that thing is equal to its CMC. So this is going to be, instead of Confiscation Coup, it's going to be Confiscation Cute. And what's going to happen is you are stealing something from the God Pharaoh's temple. So you're going to the temple and you are taking an artifact or whatever out of it. So basically, it's kind of similar in that you get control of artifact, but it's more narrow in that you also can't get a creature because you're just stealing a relic from the gods.
High Spire Infusion, 1 and a green, instant target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. I was going to call it Infusion of Strength, but it's literally just Gift of Strength by another name.
Yep.
The end.
I've got High Tide Hermit, which was our fun little crab friend that had Defender 4/4, and this is going to be Luxa Hermit and Luxa River Hermit. And it's going to be similar, but it can only be played if you are flooding out. Sorry, I cracked myself up with that one. You can only play this card if you have played a land this turn. So
nice.
I kind of like that.
Or it can only attack if you played a land.
Yeah, only attack if you played a land.
So this card is Ridge Scale Tusker.
Oh, this guy was great.
So good. Let's see. I'm gonna call this. I'm forgetting I'm forgetting the names of places in Amonkhet.
There was on crop, ta crop.
Yeah, those are the different groups that they're a part of. Yeah, what's the green one?
Man, ret crop was
white.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of the green-white dude.
On crop. That one was on crop also.
That was on crop? Yeah.
I think so. Anyways. We'll call it the on-crop Tusker.
Sure.
Does the same thing.
On-crop Tusker.
We'll say that you can, when it attacks, we're going to make it slightly cheaper so that it's more reasonable, but it's 3 green. I mean, less powerful. For a 4/4, when it attacks, you can exert it to put a +1/+1 counter on each other attacking creature you control.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that card's
still good. I got Cloud Blazer up in here, whoop whoop, which some people have been putting into the God Pharaoh's gift deck in Standard, by the way. Cloud Blazer is going to turn red because it's got Blazer in its name, so it's going to just be called God Blazer, and When you put it on, it's like a nice blazer from the 80s. It's a nice blazer. When you put it on, your creature turns red and has fire breathing.
Oh, all right.
Cloud blazer.
Reservoir Walker is going to turn into what's the stupid place, of the temple?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the lore as well as you.
I'm forgetting the name of the thing that's outside. They open the gates and there's Necropolis Walker.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And when it enters the battlefield, it's the same. You gain 3 life, but instead of 3 energy, you get. Well, I'm gonna make this card really good. You get a 2/2 zombie.
Ooh, sick.
So you get I made that card.
We are making some powerful cards today. I've got Hunt the Weak, which is going to turn into Hunt the Loser, because in Amonkhet it's all about winners of trials. And what's going to happen is if you get into combat, 2 creatures get into combat and they just bounce off of each other, you're going to turn one of those creatures into a loser with a Hunt the Loser, which kills target creature that the combat damage bounce this turn. How do you format that? I don't know.
All right, I have Filigree Crawler, and this one, instead of it's going to be it's gonna be Scarab Crawler.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scarab. It's an insect, and when it dies, you create a locust.
I've got
one more locust.
Salivating Gremlins.
Aww.
Which salivating's so good that I just want to keep it, and I want to call it Salivating Servants, and it's drooling zombies. The art is zombies just drooling as they are harvesting some crops because they're hungry, but they can never eat ever again because they're freaking mummies.
Yeah.
Salivating servants, and it's white, of course, and it's just like a 2/2. And since they're hungry, you can pay like 6 and a white and put a counter on it, which is like feeding them.
Prey Upon stays the same because I feel like that's
just
flavorful for
Torch Gauntlet.
Well.
Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Gauntlet kind of seems very trial, so it'd be Torch of the Trials.
Ooh,
nice.
So it's like the Olympic torch.
Yeah, it's like the Olympic torch. And when your creature is equipped with it, they can tap to ping your opponent. Torch of the Trials.
I have Chandra's Revolution, which instead is going to be Hazaret's Trek.
Hazaret's Trek.
Yep, and instead of dealing 4 damage to target creature, it's an instant that makes up to 2 target creatures indestructible until end of turn.
Iron League Steed is just going to turn into Crested Sunmare. Deal with it.
Gonti's Machinations is going to turn into Nicol Bolas's Machinations.
Yum, 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 yum,
and
yum.
whenever you lose life for the first time each turn, you get... What should you get? I don't know.
We're just making so many busted cards.
We're making busted cards. Do you know what? Gonti's Machinations just becomes Imminent Doom. All right.
Sick.
You get a counter on it.
Acrobatic Maneuver. Remember when we thought this card seems real garbage, but then it turned out to be,
it's totally
pretty
fine.
all right. Is going to turn into Stabbing Maneuver. And it's just stab wound.
Yeah. Ether Inspector is going to become Binding Inspector.
Oh yeah, inspecting the bindings.
Exactly. On zombies. And when it enters the battlefield, you can untap target zombie you control. Workshop
Assistant is going to, of course, turn into another kind of embalming thing because they're helping out with the embalming assistant. And it's just like a cat that's sitting there like playing with the wrappings of a zombie. So it's kind of cute. It's like embalming assistant. You're not really helping. And it's just like a 1/2 kitty cat. And when it comes in, just like a creature in your graveyard gains embalm.
Yeah.
Don't know how you track that.
Until end of turn. Until end of turn. So instead of
there you go.
A 3 mana, it can be like 2 mana, and then you get something involved.
That's actually a good design.
Yeah. Alley Evasion just stays the same.
9th Bridge Patrol. Ooh, I remember this fabulous fellow. Is going to be Heckma Patrol. It's kind of like Heckma Sentinels in that it exactly is.
Carry Zeb, Skyship Raider.
Ooh. Ooh, nice.
It becomes a freaking planeswalker because she's that badass.
Yes, Kari, you need to be a planeswalker.
Kari Zev, you can +1 her to make Ragavan.
Yes.
Her legendary 2/1 friend. You can -3 her to deal 3 damage to something.
Yeah.
And her ultimate is just like go find a goddamn sky ship in your deck and put it into play.
Yes! That is exactly what I would want her to do. And oh my gosh, she needs to be a planeswalker. I kind of got on my soapbox about this last weekend, but she's so great. And we're doing a Pirates and Dinosaurs theme set coming up, Ixalan. Get her in there.
Yeah,
Get her
so
in there. My last card is a foil Blossoming Defense. Like,
nice.
This is a pretty good Patreon haul here.
Yeah.
I don't know, Blossoming Defense?
Kari Zev? Guess it's being played in red right now.
We got a Blossoming Defense played in Standard.
Yeah, man.
Cloud Blazer played in Standard. Compensation Coup, we did see it played in Standard, so get on over to patreon.com/MTAcast and throw your name in the proverbial hat.
And put that proverbial hat into the proverbial ring.
Hello, that's the end of the show.
Goodbye. I hope that you've learned a lot about how to not perform CPR and what plays to not go see.
Yeah, next week we'll tell you what plays to please go see.
Yes.
We'll have a positive theater podcast.
And we will give you actual tips on how to perform CPR.
Which you still shouldn't follow because we are not a medical
podcast. Just go get CPR certified. It's a great thing to do.
But of course, thank you again to everybody who's a patron of our show. We met a few of you at the GP, and it was so wonderful to see you out there in the wild and loving life and playing Magic. And thank you to everybody who has considered and become a new member of the Less Than 1% Club, because your support keeps the show going, literally. And of course, cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Head there for all of your Magic needs. We talked about the blog. We talked about how insanely fast they ship cards. They are just doing it and doing it right. Cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Go there. I just want to handle this pile.